Hello and welcome to this digital camera magazine video tutorial. Today we're going to show you how to apply artistic depth of field to your travel shots. So here we have a city scene. What we're going to do is correct perspective and then apply several different effects including blur just to create the depth of field effect and basically replicate the look of a toy town image. So if we take a look at what we're actually going to do, once we've applied all of the effects and boosted the saturation, we'll end up with an image like this. So you can see we've corrected the horizon and the perspective of the buildings. We've done a little bit of cloning just to take out a few of the signs, and we've applied some blur effects at the foreground and background just to get the toy camera look. So the people in the center just look like toy models rather than real people. So to get started, we'll just double click back onto the original image, and what we're going to do is just start off by duplicating the background layer. So to do this, go over to your layers palette, just drag and drop your background layer onto the new layer icon, and you'll see the background copy layer appear. Once we've done that, we want to switch on our grids so we can actually correct the horizon and the perspective with some grids, which just helps line things up. So if we go up to View and Grid, and that'll set the grid over the image. As you see, it's a little bit small at the moment and hides the image quite a lot. So what we're going to do is just adjust the way the grid actually appears. So if we go over to Edit, Preferences and down to Grid, and we'll get the Preferences dialog window up, and we want a grid line every 2 centimeters, which is absolutely fine, and subdivisions, we're just going to take that down to 1. Once we've done that, we can actually see that's cleared the image quite a lot, and we can just click OK and we're ready to start. So the first thing we're going to do is just to rotate the canvas just to correct the horizon at the top. So if we go up to Image, Rotate and Free Rotate Layer, and we'll see the 8 anchor points all the way around the image. And if we just click up on the left top hand corner, left click once, and then we can just rotate the image just slightly just to correct the horizon there. When we're happy, if we just click the little green tick down in the bottom right hand corner, and that'll apply that change to the layer. With that done, we now want to correct the perspective. So if we have a look here on the building on the left, and we can actually see the angle of the building is tilting up, and that's because of the high perspective that we took the image. So if we go up to Image, Transform and Skew, now what we can do is just to pull in the left hand side just to correct the perspective of that building. As we do that, we can see the building on the right is actually starting to move, so we'll click on the top right, and again we'll just move that in slightly just to correct the perspective. Just move the central point slightly just to finish off that correction. And again, once we're happy, we can now see that the building is actually lining up quite nicely with all of the grid lines, and we can just click the green tick in the bottom right hand corner, and that'll apply that change to that layer. Now that we've done that, we're just going to switch off the grid again. So if we go up to View and Grid, and now we can see our before and after perspective correction. Now what we want to do is crop into the image because we've obviously got some background showing through, and if I switch off the background layer, we see the checkerboard just behind the image. So if you select your crop tool, go up to the top left hand corner, and then just drag it down to the bottom right, and then we can just use the anchor points just to pull the image down, so we're getting rid of all of that background checkerboard. Once you're happy, just click the green tick in the bottom right, and that'll commit that crop to the image. So already we've really started to correct the perspective. And in the next step, what we're going to do is just correct some of the lighting. So at the moment we've got quite a lot of bright light, a little bit of overexposure here on the left hand side, and we're just going to use levels just to correct that.